Namaste, one and all. Welcome back to your favorite show with your favorite bro. Quick Takes is back after disappointing, disheartening, whatever you want to call it. But I guess I am, like Linkin Park said, numb to the pain. Yeah, it's over with. It wasn't just NFL. We got screwed everywhere. EPL, La Liga, it was a tough weekend, but we keep it moving. ESPN Monday Night Football, ABC Monday Night Football, doubleheader going down. I mean, within an hour, the first game starts. Kind of in a not so greatest of handwritings. You guys could see it behind me as well. That's where we are taking it today. Let's get right into it. 6-7-1 record yesterday. We're looking at about 35-ish wins for the season. We're still in the positive. It could always be negative. Like I've said, the greatest satisfaction for the last 2 seasons has been that both seasons that we have done quick takes, I have not been in the negative, which is a big thing. I mean, that's I think 264 games plus playoffs. That's a lot of games to kind of get down with, but we're still here. Season 3, episode 4. See, last time for this week. Let's get cracking. First one we are. I do believe this one is down in Miami. Both teams are 0-3. But I'm rocking with the Jets in this one. I think they have been unfortunate, or they were unfortunate, let's say, to lose to the Steelers early in the week, early in the season. To correct myself. Yeah, it should be an interesting game. It's a divisional matchup. They're always going to be hard to call. We only had one yesterday. It was the Texans and Titans. They went 26-0. The week before, I do believe Atlanta blanked out Carolina blanked out Atlanta 30-0 at home. So anything can happen. But in this one, I think Jets, the defense carries itself. The Miami defense, I guess they've stepped up, but looking at Chop Robinson, okay, Matthew Judon, I'm not sure if he's respectfully like fit for this system in a 4-3. When they did play 3-4, he would have probably been solid. They have decent bodies inside. Zach Sealer, Kenneth Grant, their first rounder, Matthew Butler, Benito Jones, Jordan Phillips. You have Bradley Chubb on the other side. The thing that still doesn't make sense to me is why is Jalen Phillips not playing with his hand on the dirt? I think he should be an outside edge up on the opposite end of Bradley Chubb. And then in some downs, he goes on the inside. Similar-ish to Tyree Wilson, how we want to play him. But I think that should be the way they should be utilizing him defensively. I don't know what the case may be. Their linebackers, Tyler Dotson, Jordan Brooks, solid guys who go out tackle. So essentially, it's almost like a 5-2 defense. Jack Jones, he's there, but I think I see Juju Brents being with them too. I think he's probably more suited for the whole season. Maybe I'm wrong. Russell Douglas wanted him on the Raiders. I think him and Jack have improved their defense after the way they looked against the Colts in Week 1, but they still have a long way to go as a defense. I think this team's bound to get broken up very, very soon. Let's go back to their offense really quickly. I mean, HN and Gordon, I do like that duo. It's speed and lightning. Gotta utilize it, at least try to utilize it similar to the way that Detroit does. I know you don't have that same offensive line, but at least try get some plays. Your head coach, Mr. Mike McDaniel, he was a run game coordinator. Where are his runs right now? Tyreek Hill, we already know the stat of him not catching anything over 30 yards in over a year. Yeah, I mean, that wide receiver room outside of him and with Jalen Waddle, I mean, Malik Watson's your third best. Like, nobody's scared of that. I think Darren Waller is making his debut, so let's see if he goes off. If Tyreek and Waddle take out the hashes, he can eat on the inside. Alec can go to a former Raider, linking up with him as a fullback, one of the few in the league. Yeah, and then now we get to the offensive line. Patrick Paul, meh. Kendrick Lamb, meh. Jonas Salvania, I think he's been struggling a lot this season. Aaron Brewer, you got him out of Tennessee. Has he really, improved your offense a lot? I don't think so. Cole Strange is still not starting over Keon Smith. I guess not. James Daniels on IR. Austin Jackson on IR. So maybe their offensive line, once at least they get a couple pieces back. Maybe Eichenberg, who's out as well. German Nefedi, a veteran. I mean, they might have an offensive line that can do something, but I think it might be a little too late. Like I've said before, I think it is going to be when and not if Mike McDaniel unfortunately gets fired. But I think Mike Greer and everything, the whole house needs to be cleaned. But it's just, do you want to do that before or after that trip to Madrid? And yeah, that's where the Dolphins are. Jets on the opposite side. I mean, Justin Fields comes back. I think that just kind of, I don't know, gives me a sense of just calm, I guess, because Tua's not a runner. Justin Fields, Brees Hall, Braylon Allen, they could literally just run with the rock the whole game. They still have Garrett Wilson, Josh Reynolds, Alan Lazard, get some passes out of Jeremy Ruckert still there. Andrew Beck, like I said, one of the few. Their offensive line, Joe Tippmann got moved from center to right guard, but I think he still gets the job done. Elijah Vera Tucker, I think, has, based off of his injury history, has become a expendable commodity. If Mekhi Becton can get moved as a first round pick, so can Elijah Vera Tucker. I mean, no matter how good you are, it is what it is. He might still go on to find success like Mekhi did, but I think it might be a time to kind of, shake hands and move away amicably. And then defensively, Will McDonald, he had a block kick, I do believe. Harrison Phillips, underrated interior player of this last almost decade, half decade. Quentin Williams, okay, one of the better D tackles, solid. Michael Clemens has to fill in for Jermaine Johnson, who's out in this game. Um, Older veteran-ish. He's kind of like how I see Derek Barnes out there in Detroit. I think they are of similar like locker room presence, kind of like a Dan Skipper if you want to go to the offensive side. But yeah, that's how I see him. Jermaine Sherwood's still there. Mark Robinson's still there. Mikael Walker there. Quincy Williams, okay, he's unfortunately in IR, so that sucks for them. But Sauce Gardner being there, Andre Cisco and Tony Adams, a decent safety pairing. Brandon Stevens, Michael Carter at nickel. Isaiah Oliver, I guess he plays, nickel, free safety. And you got Stiggers and Moore as backups. So you have solid pieces defensively. I think your head coach being a defensive minded guy, the offense has actually put a decent amount of points so far this season. So I think, Jets finally get that win of the season to start their campaign, and then Miami's the fire starts burning even more and questions start rising even more. Then we move on to the nightcap bowl. Then it is the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to Denver. And let me tell you this, it's the Bengals that's 2-1, even without Joe Burrow. And it's the Broncos who are 1-2, even with a supposed going into the season, he was a top 5, top 7, top 10 quarterback in Bo Nix, and they're 1-2. Let me stop kind of hating, I guess, a little bit. Let's look into it a little bit. They won against Tennessee Titans, first overall pick, first time ever. Okay, that one's there. And then they lost a very close one to Indy on the last second. Then a divisional game against the Chargers. So I am rocking with the Denver Broncos at home in this one. I think I do not have trust in Jake Browning after that Vikings performance. I do not have trust in the Bengals after that performance. Trey Hendrickson, I already mentioned, could be moved to Indy. Maybe Indy does go after him. But that's all I have for Bengals. I just don't see any hope for them. Their actual future looks very bleak. Yeah, it's funny to me how a cheap organization is getting screwed in a sense. But hey, that is that's the case, but they kind of afflicted this upon themselves. Ocho, I'm sorry, I love you, but yeah, Jake Browning ain't gonna get you a win out there in Mile High. That defense should be absolutely pissed off that they're 1-2. Um, losing Greenlaw, I think he went on IR. That sucks. Obviously, he was a prize free agent along with Hufanga, but you still have all the other pieces. You still have PS2. That matchup should actually be phenomenal between PS2 and Jamar Chase. But Jamar Chase not having his superhero at quarterback, it might be a very difficult game. Even for Denver offense, however, though, I do see some question marks. Like still outside of Sutton, who is a reliable weapon? Evan Ingram has not shown out so far. Does he going on later into the season? Maybe Troy Franklin, Denzel Mims. Those guys are going to have to keep on taking their strides. So there's still question marks there. I don't know if Denver's offensive line actually has been as effective as last season. We'll see. Sometimes success kind of starts bringing some stuff that you don't want either. And, as Coach Saban calls it, rat poison starts creeping into the system. Let's see Sean Payton kind of keep that out, see him, build the team into that next phase and take them to the AFC Championships. He took the Saints consistently. We'll see what happens. Stick with me, and I'll be right back with y'all.